council for June 10, 2013. Mr. Spagno, would you please call the roll?
Allen.
Here.
Dixon.
Here.
Gibbons. Not here. Hannon. Harrison. McLean.
Here.
Mowry.
Here.
O'Brien. Present. Pate. Gibbons.
8 members present. At this time, can we stand? 7 members. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn to chair announcements. We had an executive session of council was conducted on June 10, 2013, before we came out this evening, on legal and personnel issues. We're going to have a little different order tonight. Would like to start with the reports of the officials in the fire departments.
We got speakers.
Good evening. My name is David Gerber, the fire chief of the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. Of May. In the month of May, the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company ran 30 fire calls. They ran 7 fires, 1 motor that overheated, 2 rescue calls, 6 hazardous conditions, 4 service calls, 3 good intent calls, and 7 false alarms. That brings us for the year so far in 2013 to 100 and...
Well, you're looking. Could you hand the microphone to Jerry to see if it's...
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what you get when you put me first. So I'm inexperienced at that. So, all right. Anyway, that totals 170 calls for the year so far. We're going to go first here. We'd like to last 4, 5. I guess it's been 6 months now. You've had me come up here, a couple other of the members of the fire department come up here, asking for your support for the referendum that passed. I got a couple of people here with me tonight that we'd like to say thank you because that referendum did pass on the election last week. So I can ask Jeff Pritchard, the president of the fire department, to come up. Ed Schmidt, who's the secretary.
Everybody come up. Stand.
Jeff Forensic, who's the financial secretary. And then my line officers, Deputy Chief Bob Brown, Assistant Chief Rob Nestrick, First Captain Rich Frensky, Second Captain Rob Usselman, Second Lieutenant Mark Strabilla, and Third Lieutenant Tom Kell. In the back. And also Board of Director Dave Aubley, and I got Jim Vihar back there, who's a life member with the fire department also. And with that, I'm going to turn the microphone over to President Pritchard here, and we're going to tell you thanks.
Thank you, Dave. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the residents for coming out on Election Day and supporting us with our referendum for the dedicated funding for the fire company. That referendum passed overwhelmingly with 73.5% of the vote, and that's just wonderful. And we, as the officers and as a membership, certainly appreciate that so much. We don't know how to thank you. Would also like to thank the 8 of the 9 members of council that supported us through the whole process, specifically Jim McLean, Jack Allen, Tim Mowry, and Jim Hannon, who spent tireless hours meeting with us, going over all of the agreements and everything that we needed to do, and for their support and all the recommendations for this referendum. So we certainly couldn't have done it without you guys. We certainly appreciate it. So that's really all I have. We just wanted to thank everybody, and we're well on our way. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to give a real quick update to everybody, even though the election's over, the subcommittee has been meeting with the members of the department, and over the next few months, we're going to be crafting an agreement that's subject to the approval of the fire department as well as this board. Pretty much everything we've said up front that we've been saying about for the last 6 months, that everything it'll become a line item in our budget. It'll be included in the 2014 municipal budget. All the expenses for everything related to the building and the operations of the department will be paid directly by the municipality. That's like a 50,000-foot overview, but many of the things we talked about. So once the election was over, understand we need to get the vote certified, and that's what we're hoping to have within the next probably 30 days, and we'll be amending the charter. But just to let everybody know that we are going to move forward. The easy part is done. I'd like to thank the members of the fire department, the ones that went out and worked and spent the time and volunteered your time, and also, most importantly, to the community who really stepped up and they listened to what the fire department had to say. And I think it's just really a show of appreciation what the department's done over the last 85 years. When we first embarked on this, I'll digress for a minute, the question was asked to me by members of the department, what do you think the chances of this passing are? And my response was, Bethel Park, the community is very aware of what's going on. They pay attention, and if you do a good job of educating them, that they would support it. So I'm glad to say that I was right. But thank you for your time and your volunteering.
And with that, sir, I believe that's all we have for tonight. We'll make it quick and painless.
That's good.
Okay.
Even though you broke the microphone, we'll let you slide.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, can we turn to the library director's report?
Scream. Swallow it. Good evening. My name is Christine, and I'm the director of Your Public Library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. Our summer reading program has just started. The theme this year is Dig Into Reading, and we will have a kickoff event this Saturday, June 15th. That is this Saturday, right? Yes. June 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. I'm sorry, I just got back from vacation. And I ran out of the house with my flip-flops on, so I apologize, but it's better than my swimsuit because no one wants to see that. Saturday the 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. is our summer reading kickoff event. This year we're having 3 performances. We have our teen puppet troupe will perform a work that they wrote themselves. We also have a magician, and we have a fire and ice show, which I'm very interested to see. So these performances will run about 45 minutes, and in between those times, there's time for you to sign up for summer reading, and we do have refreshments and some fun activities too. Summer reading is for all ages, from the children that are not yet reading. They're in the Read to Me program. Those in kindergarten through grade 5 will participate in the Questions program, which is a county-wide program. The kids get a little card. It's like a credit card style. And there's a number on the back. They get to log in and do what's called quests, different things that use library resources. Some they have to go out into the community for. Some they have to read a book for. So we did this last year. This is our second year doing that. For teens, those entering 6th grade and older, we have teen summer bingo. So you get a bingo card, and there's all different activities. Some are out in the community, and some involve reading. Some involve watching movies or corresponding with a friend, the old-fashioned way. And there's prizes for each level. And then we also have the Adult Summer Reading Club. Anybody can join this. You just register. You can either do it in the library or you can register online. And for every book or audiobook that you listen to or read, and you can use our downloadable ebooks, you get to enter a weekly raffle. We raffle $25 gift cards to Best Buy, Giant Eagle, those kind of places. And the grand prize this year is a portable grill. So you'll see it on display beautifully in the library. Fundraising activities, we are selling our Christmas and July lottery raffle tickets for $5 a piece. There's 31 chances to win. It's based on the Pennsylvania Daily 3-digit number drawn at 7 p.m. And the prizes, I guess, range from $25 up to $500. So stop by and purchase a ticket or two. And we're also having Brewster's Scoop Night. That's where the librarians go and scoop your ice cream for you. So come down on Tuesday, June 18th to Brewster's from 6 to 10 p.m. We will be there scooping ice cream for you. If you want more information on these or many of the other programs and services that the library offers, you can visit the library's website at bethelparklibrary.org. That is all.
Thank you very much. At this time, can we turn to the police chief's report and Chief Mackey?
Thank you, Mr. Mowry. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of announcements tonight. First of all, there will be no Crime Watch meeting for the month of July. The next meeting will actually be Monday, August 20th at 6:30, and of course that'll be at the Community Center. Last month we had a very good turnout for Dr. Mueller from California University, where he spoke about the crime mapping project that the students at California assist the police department in conducting. And I wanted to recognize the over 1,000 participants we have in the program. That's pretty special to have over 1,000 Bethel Park residents that are involved in Crime Watch, and this happened in about a year's time. And it just shows the commitment that the community has to the safety of our wonderful town, and I think that was also reflected when we were named one of the 25 safest communities in America. So my hat's off to all our volunteers, but that doesn't mean that we won't accept any more. So if anybody's interested in joining us with Crime Watch, please give Officer Regatti a call. His number is 412-831-6800, extension 104, and he will assist you in getting signed up for Crime Watch. The 2013 Sergeant Charles Bonzak college scholarships were announced, and just real briefly, I will tell you who they are. It's Casey Corey. He'll be attending the University of Pittsburgh. Melissa Eiler, Indiana University. Joseph Mulhare, Youngstown State. Mia Regatti, California University of PA. Taylor Fishman, who's undecided. And Stephanie Fluman, who will be attending Slippery Rock. We started the college scholarship program several years ago, and the police department funds the scholarships through the Police Pals Pittsburgh Steelers basketball game that we have every year. And we also receive some very generous donations from some of our residents. So for everyone that participates in the basketball program and the residents who donate, I'd like to thank you, and I'm sure our 6 students also thank you. We've not a real big problem, but recently we've had a number of thefts from automobiles in the community. And I just want to remind everyone to please, when you park your car at night in your driveway or out on the street, which you're really not supposed to do, by the way, park in your driveway, please lock the doors. Every single incident that we've had of a theft from a vehicle, and it's typically things like GPS units or loose change and sometimes even more expensive items like laptops, the car is always unlocked. That just makes it far too easy for the bad guys to steal your property. Very simple thing to do. Just lock your doors and protect your property. Also, one thing I wanted to mention too in regards to our house numbering system in Bethel Park. We have an ordinance actually that says that you should have a minimum 4-inch high number somewhere in the vicinity of your front door. And I'm sure the EMS folks, if they were here, in the fire department who just left, would tell you that when the emergency responders are coming to your house, it's usually an emergency situation. It helps us an awful lot if we can see your address. So again, at least 4-inch high numbers near the front door. Don't put your numbers on your garage door. A lot of people leave their garage doors up, especially in the summer. When the garage door goes up, your address disappears. So if you can, attach it to your house, your front door, or a sign somewhere in that vicinity, and then, believe me, it will greatly assist police, fire, and EMS responding to your needs. And the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight is, it was about a month or so ago, we had a resident that had some questions regarding the deer problem that we have in Bethel Park, as well as many other communities. And I guess one of the main points I wanted to get across to folks is, I think there may be a perception by some residents that the municipality doesn't do anything in regards to the deer population. We've actually conducted a controlled archery hunt since 1996, and I know a lot of people aren't aware of that. In that time period, we have harvested over 1,000 deer. Now, I know that deer cause a lot of property damage, and sometimes we'll go through periods where if the deer are on the move and they run out into the street, we have a lot of accidents involving deer. But I wanted the folks to know that not only are we doing something, but we continue at the direction of municipal council. The police department is investigating other methods to help with deer overpopulation and any related issues that are caused by that. I've been talking with chiefs from other police departments to find out what they do. There are other options, but I think we need to look and see what's best for our community. And the reason I say that is some communities have actually gotten involved with sharpshooters to hunt. And again, we are a densely populated community. I think we have to weigh the pros and cons of no matter what we do in the community to make sure it's the safest for our residents. So I just wanted to assure everybody that the municipality is in fact addressing the problem. We will continue to do so. We will look at all the options, and as a group, as both council, the municipal staff, and the police department will look at the best ways to assist the residents. And that is my report.
Right. I'd like to ask
Mr. Harrison.
maybe you can educate me and part of the public. You mentioned the parking on the street. Just a little history. Many, many years ago, we had an ordinance inhibiting overnight parking from something like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And one of my constituents took us to court, and we lost that case. So I just wondering, what is it, a state level law that says you're on the drive and you're not park on the street? What's the basis for your comment that you shouldn't park on the street? And a lot of people in my neighborhood, people park their car on the street and their driveway is absolutely positively empty.
Well, it's not a state law. Of course, a lot of the times when we enforce the law, we do so under the state motor vehicle code. But there is an ordinance in the municipality that you're not supposed to park on the street from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Granted, it's not one of those things that's been enforced to a great deal over the years, unless, of course, it creates a problem. What we find a lot of times is not only if somebody's parking on the street, but they might violate some other provision of the law, like parking too close to an intersection or a stop sign or a fire hydrant, blocking a neighbor's driveway, those types of things. We do occasionally receive complaints, and we respond to those parking issues. And a lot of times what we do is we'll issue warnings just to advise people, because we want to educate them first before we actually take enforcement action.
What continually bugs me, Chief, is people park on the street headed in the wrong direction. And I find that sort of dangerous, because they're parked in the correct direction. You see the reflection of the taillights. The cars nowadays will reflect when the headlights hit the taillights. When they're parked the other direction on rainy nights, sometimes it gets a little fancy.
I know we've had that conversation before, and again, I think we've all been guilty of it. Sometimes we just don't take the effort to park in the driveway and, again, lock the doors and that type of thing. But I would just encourage the residents, if you have a problem in your neighborhood, to give us a call, and we'll address it and hopefully resolve any issues.
Okay.
The manager said he would never park facing the wrong way. Thank you very much, Chief. At this time, we turn to the mayor's report, and Mayor Morton.
I do all the time. I got a private road.
Mr. Chairman, can I do everything up here at the
Absolutely,
other microphone?
sir.
All right, I'll give them their microphone back. Plus Club happy birthday wishes. We have 5 people who were born in the month of June over the years. Lucy Janks is 91 years old, born in 1922. Reed McGibney, a former council person right here in Bethel Park, is 94 this year. Viola Pulaski is 96. Happy birthday, by the way, to each of these folks. Curtis Campbell was born in June of 1908, so he is 105. Happy birthday, Kurt. And Elizabeth Aker was born in 1906, and she's 107. And happy birthday to Elizabeth. So happy birthday to our seniors. May the Lord be acceptable to all of them. I received a letter the other day from Goodwill, Southern Pennsylvania. It's from the CEO, Michael Smith. And Goodwill goes on to say that Goodwill continues to strive to be a green initiative by promoting the importance of reuse and renew. Last year, Goodwill recycled more than 27 million pounds of goods, which included household items and electronics that were not resaleable. This year, we hope to keep even more waste out of our landfills while offering a safe and easy recycling option for consumers who wish to responsibly dispose of unwanted electronics. He goes on to say that due to increasing recycling costs, effective immediately, Goodwill will charge a fee for collection of bulk donations of televisions. Goodwill will accept the first television at no cost, and each additional television at a cost of $10 per television. When visiting a local Goodwill store to drop off more than one television, we are asking donors to please see the cashier inside the door at the store for payment and a receipt. And this whole point of this is, and we all know this, that sometimes those electronics, as they go out of date, nobody really wants them. And Goodwill has to make this step to cover their costs, excuse me, when those things are brought in. So if you have questions about this, just call the Goodwill and get the full story on what you need to do. Thirdly, it is the State of the Municipality time. As you know, we do this every June. And Mr. President, it is my honor and privilege to provide the annual State of the Municipality as required by the Home Rule Charter. Again, this year I would like to begin by recognizing and commending this council, the municipal staff, the police department, the volunteer fire department, which you saw most of here a little bit ago, and the emergency medical team for all their hard work and for their dedication to this community. Thank you all so very much. I must also mention how appreciative Bethel Park is of all those folks who serve on our various boards, commissions, and authorities. These folks serve by appointment of council, and for the most part, their pay is our gratitude and the good feeling they get in serving our community. It's now payday, so let's show them our gratitude by a little applause for all these volunteers. I'm pleased to report that again this year, the auditing firm of Mar Duzel has completed the 2012 municipal audit and report that we noted no matters involving internal control and its operations that we consider to be reportable conditions under standards established by the American Institute of Public Accountants. That's a lot of words to say that we had a good audit and good results as a result of it. The financial department, like all departments, continually seeks ways to be more efficient and readily accepts the advice and recommendations of the auditor on matters that are beneficial to the folks here in Bethel Park. Tonight I would like to provide you with a brief overview of some of the more significant developments regarding new homes, new commercial developments, and businesses that are redeveloping. However, before I do that, I want to make this point. Many people think that Bethel Park is a maturing community, and in many respects, this is true. However, it is important to consider that while Bethel Park continues to grow with new developments, it is also very encouraging to know that we have significant, very significant new redevelopment in our town as well. And these are done hopefully without TIFs, TIFs, and other public monies being held out as a carrot on the stick. And we do see that. And I'm going to give you some examples of that here in a minute. It is encouraging to note that the developers and the market consider Bethel Park a prime location for a variety of businesses, and I believe a sign that Bethel Park can and will continue to grow as a community. For example, it appears that private construction is on the increase. Code enforcement has recently seen a steady stream of building permit applications. Since the beginning of 2013, the number of parties inquiring about the land development process has also increased. Correct me on this pronunciation of this company, Bove or Bovee? It's just Bove, is it not? So I didn't want to say that wrong. Bove Development Corporation is proposing to create 49 new lots for single-family development located off Baptist Road and next to Millennium Park. Bove plans to start construction of the roads and utilities this summer or this fall. AutoZone Retail Auto Parts is planning to construct a new facility at 5230 Library Road between the Eaton Park and the Burger King restaurants. The site is currently home to a vacant gas station and convenience store. AutoZone is proposing to demolish the existing buildings and to construct a 7,382 square foot auto parts store. It is anticipated that construction again will start this summer or this fall. The Coons Group is planning to construct a new Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant at 5153 Library Road between the Level 20 restaurant and Danny's Pizza. Currently, there are 2 vacant buildings, an active drop-off center for material donations. This site has been chronically vacant over the past few years. Coons Group is proposing to demolish the existing buildings and to construct a 7,382 square foot Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. It is anticipated this will begin this fall. And as you all know, Sheetz opened their new store and convenience store and gas station this week. And this was on the site of the old Columbia Gas building, which was demolished to make way for the Sheetz store. So, and I know a number of people have already been down to Sheetz because I ran into them down there. So, Mr. President, this is my observation, my opinion, that the state of the municipality is strong. I think it continues to move forward, and that we are positioned to adequately meet our immediate and future challenges. Bethel Park is indeed blessed in so many ways. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn to the approval of the minutes. And Mr. Allen.
I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of May 13th, 2013.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of May 13th, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens? Yes. Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Mowry?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0, Mr. Allen.
The next one is a special meeting of May 23rd, 2013, Municipal Authority bond issue. I move that we approve the special meeting minutes of May 23rd, 2013.
There is a motion and a second that we approve the special meeting minutes of May 23rd, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens? Yes. Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Mowry?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the approval of the bills and payrolls. And Mr. Allen.
I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 061013 in the amount of $878,581.36.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 061013, the amount of $878,581.36. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnuolo, would you please call the roll?
Givens.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the resident comments section for non-agenda items. Hearing none, can we turn to general policy and finance and Mr. Allen? And we have no residents signed up to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Maury. At this time, we have no items under general policy and finance.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Any additional items?
Mr. Maury,
Mr. Harrison.
I would like to discuss with the public comments that I'm getting from the segment of the public that I deal with that's very concerned about Bethel Park being a very nice community, and that we have a governing body that is projecting an image that's not very respectful in their opinion. And in particular, the feedback I get is that I make a lot of comments. There's been a lot of chatter from this, and it's not unusual that when I make comments, members of this council, and in particular Mr. Maury, the president, seems to feel a need to verbally trash me, and then several of his backroom cohorts here jump on, and people they're disturbed about that. I'll tell you, it doesn't bother me. I bring to the job what I think I ought to bring to the job, and if council doesn't like it, that's fine. But I want to give you a specific example, just so you know the type thing that happens. At the last meeting, at the May meeting, I commented that Mr. Maury had, at the February 11th meeting, when I created a big fuss about, sat in his seat and act like he was the personal authority on the home rule charter, which I call the Constitution of Bethel Park, and waved in front of the people and the camera thing that he claimed was a home rule charter that he brought to for Mr. McTiernan's benefit, as if Mr. McTiernan needed that for his benefit. When I made that claim, Mr. Maury immediately took the floor and called me a liar. Said what I said is not true. He did not do that, and he in fact said, "Why don't you check the records?" Well, I took him up on his challenge. I looked at the February 11th meeting, and anybody who wants to look at it will see Mr. Maury waiving what he claims to be the home rule charter. I don't know what he had to say, and made comments on it. I tell you that because I think you have to decide who you think is credible up here. Anybody that wants to check this story, fortunately, you can go on YouTube. You go to bethelpark.net. The administration leads you right to the YouTube of the meetings, and you can, very quickly, you don't have to search YouTube. You very quickly bring up the May meeting, see what I had to say, see what Mr. Maury had to say, and in particular, see what several of the other council members had to say, and I consider it verbal expression, and then go to the February 11th meeting, which is also on YouTube, very convenient to find, and listen to what Mr. Maury had to say. And you will find out that his comment that I lied about him doing that, somebody lied, and I know who lied. The YouTube will clear it up for you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Maury.
I don't want to waste a lot of time. Yet again, Mr. Harrison's distorting the truth, and what he says is simply not true. I never called him a liar. I suggested he looked at the record. And I think we'll let the vote on the fire department speak for who has credibility in this community, Dawn. I think it was very clear what you've tried to do to the volunteers in this community is very unfortunate, and I think the public is spoken. This is just another diversion of Mr. Harrison because in his unsuccessful opposition to the fire department, the public had the last say, and they voted yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maury. Any other comments? Hearing none, if we can turn to planning and zoning and Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. We have 3 items on the agenda under planning and zoning tonight. The first is application number 2013-0062, AutoZone Store Development, New Structure, Major Land Development. I move that we approve application number 2013-0062, AutoZone Store Development, New Structure, Major Land Development at 5230 Library Road, AutoZone Retail Auto Parts applicant, in accordance with the municipal planner's correspondence dated June 6, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve application number 2013-0062, AutoZone Store Development, New Structure, Major Land Development, 5230 Library Road, AutoZone Retail Auto Parts applicant, in accordance with municipal planner's correspondence dated June 6, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please read the roll?
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Gibbons.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Next item is application number 2012-0863, Manor Care, change of use, conditional use. I move that we approve application number 2012-0863, Manor Care, change of use, conditional use at 60 Highland Road, DeVita Inc., Michael Lynch applicant, current zoning RT, Ward 8, in accordance with the municipal planner's correspondence dated June 6, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. We approve application number 2012-0863, Manor Care, change of use, conditional use, 60 Highland Road, DeVita Inc., Michael Lynch applicant. Current zoning RT, Ward 8, in accordance with the municipal planner's correspondence dated June 6, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Gibbons, Harrison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Last item is a resolution for the Gaming Economic Development Fund Grant Application, GEDF. I move that we adopt a resolution granting authorization for the filing of a grant application for a Gaming Economic Development Fund grant and for the council president to execute contracts and contract amendments for the GEDF agreement.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we adopt a resolution granting authorization for the filing of a grant application for the Gaming Economic Development Fund grant and that the council president execute contracts and contract amendments for the GEDF. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Gibbons, Harrison,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
That is all we have under planning and zoning this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to health, safety, and welfare? And Mr. McLean.
Mr. President, we have no agenda items tonight under health, safety, and welfare.
Thank you very much, Mr. McLean. Any additional items?
I have one additional item.
McLean?
I just wanted to make reference and let people know about some household chemical collection opportunities. I had a resident ask me about it. Well, to be honest, it was my wife. And she said, what are you going to do about all that paint and gasoline you've accumulated in the garage? So,
Give it to Mr.
honey, since I know you watch, here's the answer. There are actually two household chemical collections upcoming in Allegheny County, one in July and one in September. The one in July is a little far. It's downtown on 2nd Avenue. But the one in September will be at the South Park Wave Pool. And it is actually an opportunity for people to dispose of things like gasoline and paint and pesticides and pool chemicals and other things like that. There is information available on the Bethel Park website. There is a charge of $2 a gallon. But I figured with enough advance notice, people can use the summer to accumulate the things. And I promise my garage will be clean by September 21st.
Yeah, you better add that like your wedding anniversary to your list.
I know. I just received a call from your wife, and she said that's nice that you have identified the dates, but are you going to act on those dates? Thank you very much. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Public Works Complex Parking Lot Phase 3. I move that we approve the Public Works Parking Lot Phase 3 alternate bid number 1 to A. Foligno Construction, Inc. in the amount of $88,557.10 in accordance with the Municipal Engineers Correspondence dated May 16, 2013.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we approve the Public Works Parking Lot Phase 3 alternate bid number 1 to A. Foligno Construction, Inc. in the amount of $88,557.10 in accordance with the Municipal Engineers Correspondence dated May 16, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens? Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Simmons Park Oak Tree Park Basketball Courts. I move that we approve Simmons Park Basketball Courts alternative bid number 1 in amount of $25,206.80 and Oak Tree Park Basketball Court alternative bid number 1 the amount of $32,193.50 to Agrande Industries Inc. in accordance with Municipal Engineers Correspondence dated May 16, 2013.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we approve Simmons Park Basketball Court alternate bid number 1 in the amount of $25,206.80 and Oak Tree Park Basketball Court alternate bid number 1 in the amount of $32,193.50 to Agrande Industries, Inc. in accordance with the Municipal Engineers Correspondence dated May 16, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens? Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Liquid chlorine and sulfur dioxide contract. I move that we award a 1-year contract with an option for a 2nd year for liquid chlorine and sulfur dioxide at the sewage treatment plant to JLI Jones Chemicals, Inc. for the following low bid liquid chlorine to $370 per ton, sulfur dioxide to $850 per ton in accordance with the Community Service Director's correspondence dated May 16, 2013.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we award a 1-year contract with an option for a 2nd year for liquid chlorine and sulfur dioxide at the sewage treatment plant to JCI Jones Chemicals, Inc. for the following low bids. Liquid chlorine, $370 per ton. Sulfur dioxide, $850 per ton. In accordance with the Community Services Director's correspondence dated May 16, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens? Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. Chairman, there are no other items under Public Works and Maintenance. However, I have one.
Mr. O'Brien.
Just to like to let people know that June in the Veterans Memorial is Army Month. Army's birthday is this month, so the memorial is decorated with the Army flag, and also out by the display case is a flag given to Lieutenant Colonel Knaus sometime in his career by a congressman. It's a dress Army flag, so it's something nice to see. Also, too, Memorial Day. All I can say is wow. I'm so proud of Bethel Park. I'm so proud of its people, and I'm so proud of how they honor their veterans on Memorial Day. It was an outstanding day. To put together this program, to put together all the 3, from the morning service to the Memorial Day parade to the service in the cemetery to the luncheon, is just a lot of work. And Dave Cable and the volunteers at BP7, they just do an outstanding job just to get it all done and all on that day and continuously run so people at home who can't participate or get out get to see what this community, and plus other communities, get to see what we do. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank some people that really behind the scenes really make this thing work. And one is Judy Miller and Kathy and Michelle. Without them, all the detail just wouldn't happen. I'd like to thank Bill and Jerry and Mike and Public Works and American Legion also, too. Outstanding. And I would really like to thank our mayor, Cliff Morton, Cliff, you just did an absolutely outstanding job. It was just a wonderful day. And of course, my friends here on council, in the Veterans Memorial Group, you know, Jack, Tim, Jim, James, and John, their support has been great, and the members of the Veterans Memorial Committee. I am just absolutely tickled and so proud of the people of this community. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Are there any additional items?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Good night, everyone.